Hiya folks, let's talk about bear maps. So in this final project of 61B, you are going to build a mapping application kind of similar to Google Maps. This is the third version of this project. We've done it actually the last couple of years, and this version is bigger and better than ever before. Though we've simplified things so that even though it's a little larger, I think it'll take less time to finish than in the spring of 17. So let's see what it looks like. When I open up my application in a web browser, the code that you write is going to ultimately power this Google Maps looking thing. So I can scroll around and I can look at different parts of Berkeley. And when I move, there's a little bit of lag, but it'll load from disk. Your code's doing the decision making and display the world. I can zoom in and I can zoom in again. I can scroll a little more. I can scroll down and I can zoom out. Now the zoom out feature, you'll notice, is a little finicky. It's something to do with the front end. We haven't fixed it yet, but if you see that happen, that's fine. Another thing that you'll be able to do, in addition to being able to scroll around the local area, is you can also request driving directions. So by double-clicking on one location and then double-clicking on another, driving directions appear. So you can click here and click here, and we can zoom out a little. I don't know, we can get some very long distance directions. And so you'll be using A star, presumably. I guess you can use something else, but A star is the recommended way to get driving directions from one place to another. Clear route clears the route. And one thing that's new for this semester that's pretty neat is you can, if you decide to do all of the features, you could do, for example, let's see, I'll go to, I don't know, 54th, and we'll go up to somewhere on Eileen Street, and then click over here and get driving directions. So it says, start on 54th Street, then turn left on Dover Street, and then turn right on Eileen Street. And now you have written directions. Now the data set that we're using is an open source data set, so there's some funny little things that happen. Like for example, when I cross 55th Street, it tells me to go down 55th, then continue straight on MLK, and then continue straight on 55th. So it's a little confused about what's happening here, but that's something we just have to live with our data set. And if you'd used mapping applications way back in the day, the very powerful ones that we use today like Google Maps, things used to be a little weird. Okay, so we're still in the weird stage here with this program. The last little feature that you can implement that's gold points in particular is you can actually type in the name of locations and the mapping application will try to find it. So I can say, I don't know, top dog was the one that I remember popping up. So I search for top dog and it lists all the top dogs, and then when I press enter, they are marked on the map with these red dots. I guess I could do, I remember Radio Shack was another one. So there's a Radio Shack and so forth. And not every place in Berkeley is here. It's just whatever's in the data set. But you can search for things to your heart's content. Like, I don't know, Pacific Salsies? Where's that? Okay, well, there's a red dot on the map somewhere that indicates where it is. But it does not zoom to it. So that's not a feature of this search feature. It just makes a dot so that you can pan around and search. Okay, so that's the core of bear maps. And so in the next video, I'll give you a sense of what it's like to get started and a sense of how it is possible that in our Java class, we've actually learned things that will be useful to us for building a web browser application.